Thanks a lot. Jimmy Hart, one of the wrestling's most known managers, but what many may or may not know is that you've also been producing entrance themes, some of the most iconic themes you did, for example, for Shawn Michaels, for the Hart Foundation, and many others. So give us a little bit of insight there, especially when it comes to today's entrance themes. Do you see any differences, the way they are produced? Do you see similarities there?
Well, today all the music themes that WWE picks out are great, but there seem like a lot of them are done by known artists. You know what I mean? And so back in our day, everything was the original. And
Okay.
we were able to kind of go in and have an idea for something. When they came to me and said, "Write something for Shawn Michaels," and so I went in and I thought I watched how Shawn came to the ring and he was up tempo, and all the girls love Shawn Michaels. So I just wrote down. I went, uh, "He thinks he's cute. He's so sexy. He's got the looks that drive the girls wild," which when I saw the girls in the audience, it did. They went crazy over him. So I just put that together. And then we put the good hook together, sexy boy. And so, like I said earlier, I had to do the backup on it. When Sherri sang it, we had some ladies that did it with us. But when I went and dubbed the vocals for Shawn, the tape was flown out to me in Texas out there, and I had to go to a studio out there. We didn't have the girls to be part of it, so I had to get on a mic. And when he goes "sexy boy," I went "sexy boy." So I doubled that 4 or 5 times, and once we mixed it and put echo on it, it sounded like some girls going "sexy boy." So you got to do what you got to do. But the songs now are great. But back then, we'd have to be very original. When they wanted something for Dusty Rhodes, I knew he was the common man, and
Yeah.
so I had to put stuff in there. About the common man, and I made sure Dusty loved it, which he did, and so that way we put everything on it he wanted it, the cowbell, the horns, the chick singers, and once it came out, he goes, "I love it, Jimmy, I love it." So that was a thrill to me to do Dusty Rhodes because he's always been one of my heroes. And then, of course, Hulk and WCW, the American Made song, we couldn't use Real American down there, and so
Mm.
we wrote a song called American Made, so that turned out great. The Wolfpack song, Nash and Hall, the Rougeaus, "Money, Money, Money" by Ted DiBiase. But I always like a lot of my guys to sing the material that we wrote for them, which really made it special than
Yeah.
using some of the artist's theme song.
So that's one thing that's really important, right? To have an entrance team that not only fits to the superstar, but also kind of reflects and also has him involved there, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's like when we did Honky, we had Hunka Hunka Honky Love. You
Mm.
ain't nothing but a honky dog baby, and of course the Honky Tonk Man song. But we had fun doing them, but all of them sang them. So I was grateful to be that they let me be part of that. So it was awesome.
You mentioned Dusty Rhodes, and of course, we have his son now as undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. So, if you were asked to produce a song for a new entrance theme for Cody Rhodes, what would you put in there? How would you produce it?
It'd be too much pressure. He's the champ, baby, the undisputed champ. And I'd hate to go to him and say, "Cody, listen, they want me to do a song." Because right now, the old story, if you do what you've always done, you're going to have what you've always had. So he's doing so good right now with everything. His work's great, music's great, his look is phenomenal. The people love him. So if it ain't broke, you don't need to try to fix it. So I'd rather leave that one alone.
That's absolutely true. Um, but you've also, of course, worked as a manager. Like I said, when I saw you first on TV, I think you were managing the Nasty Boys, and
Yeah.
of course, I hated you with all my guts because I was a kid there.
Thank you. Thank you.
um, and you are also always dragging the attention. You had the megaphone, you had the helmet as well, and all this stuff. How did you come up with all these ideas to even enhance your character as a manager and not to, let's say, overshadow your clients, your superstars you're managing?
Well, that was the key to it. Like I tell everybody, my talent was the Cadillac. We were the hood on the Cadillac, I
Mhm.
felt like. But it was so special. When they brought the megaphone from Japan to me, I realized that I can't overuse this. I needed to use it at certain times, and I didn't want to take away from my guys in the ring. But it worked great. And by the way, you can use this on the game with anybody.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's going to be a weapon that we can use on there. So I'm glad you brought that up. But that's something special in the game. But I just wanted to make sure that I never over did anything with my guys. My guys were what were important. I knew when to cheer, when to get people to boo, when to get them to love us, when to get to hate us, or whatever it took on it. But this played a difference. And you know what? Then when it came to the time they borrowed the megaphone from the ring, then what I did with the Nasty Boys, I got the motorcycle helmet, painted
Yeah.
it, so we're able to use that. So I got to be the worst manager in wrestling. You know why? When I was managing the Hart Foundation, they were the champs. I turned on them to manage the Nasty Boys. When they were the champs, I turned on them to manage Ted DiBiase and Erwin R. Shyster. I couldn't make my mind up what I wanted to do.
But it was still a tremendous time. It was always great to have you ringside and to hear you yapping and crying. How was your voice after, like, say, like a long matches there? You must be pretty worn out there.
Well, you forgot I came from the music business where I sang every night, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. We were on tour with Dick Clark back then with the Beach Boys and Chuck Berry and all. It was bus tours back then. So every
Mhm.
night it wasn't like the big groups do now where you might have a major show and then 5 days later you have another one. Back then it was 7 days a week. The Caravan of Stars. We did Hullabaloo, Shindig, Where the Action Is, American Bandstand, the movie Bikini World. I mean, we were going all the time after we got out of high school with that record. But thank gosh I did it because it made me appreciate the music so much more. And that's why I love this wrestling business, because I've had a chance not only to get a Hall of Fame ring and not only to have a new iPhone case out, WWE exclusive, and action figures, Mattel action figures, all WWE. I would have never had that. And now to top it all off, being on this 2K24 game, it's like I said, it's the highest rated game in franchise history so far. And now on the 26th, I'm going to be part of that of this month. So
Yeah.
along with Honky Tonk Man, Post Malone, the Headbangers, Sensational Sherri. And so I'm just so flattered and honored to be part of this. You just don't know how I feel. I feel like I'm 18 years old again, which is really a stretch of my imagination.
Because I looked up today when you were born, and you actually started in the wrestling business when I was born. So that's a funny situation there. And uh, first of all, 80 years old, that's crazy, man. So and you've
Can
been
you
in the
believe it? I
wrestling.
think my birth certificate's wrong. Can you believe this? Look, no plastic surgery, no Botox, nothing. Maybe I need it though. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But like I said, I'm just high on enthusiasm. I love this business. I am so grateful to be part of it on WrestleMania 1. I mean, how many people are still around that was on WrestleMania 1? And like I said,
Crazy.
I get excited each year. They get me to go back to do promotion, and I was so honored. I got to do some things for 2K24 last year. Meet some of the great fans for that, and like I said, being part of them and being part of the WWE and being coming from the WWF originally, and I just see so many great things for the future this company's got ahead of them. The talent they've got now is phenomenal, and so when you mix the legends in this game together with the managers, along with the over 100 of the superstars that are available now, you know what you got? You got a home run, baby.
Because what I wanted to ask you was the thing that you've been in the wrestling business for 40 plus years now. You've seen
Right.
all the entire evolution, also with video games. I mean, 40 years ago, I mean, there weren't really video games, but they were coming in the 80s and stuff like that. But if you look back at all this progression where wrestling has came from, what do you take with you there? What's the thing that if someone asks you if you could put your wrestling career, your passion for that in one sentence, what would that be?
Well, you know what? It's bigger than life. It's a chance where, if you watch Days of Our Lives or some of those soap operas, it's on TV every week, but you don't get to see them on the weekends go out and do a personal appearance somewhere. This way you can watch everybody on SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and then all of a sudden you get to go on the weekends or the weekdays and see the people that you really watched on TV and alive and in living color. And it's just something exciting. If you ever been to a house show or
Mm.
really one of our special pay-per-views or WrestleManias, you'll know what it's about. To see the enthusiasm, to see the people, to see everybody react to it, and to cheer and to boo and have fun. You forget about all of your troubles that are happening in the world. Right then and there, you're living back in the past or the future. And like I said, it's hard to kill a memory, baby.
Um, you've got all this energy there, and I asked myself, were there ever any plans to bring you back, even for a short run for NXT, for one of the younger talents for WWE?
Well, I saw them bring Paul Ellering back,
Yeah.
but if call Jimmy Hart. My phone's on, baby. So all you got to do is give me a call. But you know what? One of my favorite teams there, they don't have a manager right now. But Pretty Deadly. I love those guys, man. They're awesome. But Austin Theory, I think, is an up-and-coming young superstar too. But right now, they've got so much talent, so much things happening that I'm just kind of sitting on the bench waiting for hey, coach, send me in, coach. I'm ready. I've got the megaphone that'll be used in the game. So send me in. But who knows what the future holds. But right now, the numbers are great. The ratings are great. Like I said before, the 2K24 game hits the highest rated game in franchise history. So I'm just glad to be part of that. And don't forget, the release date is when? I thought you'd never ask. The 26th.
Yes, for the DLC, of course. And since I'm also doing the Headlock podcast, a very, very popular podcast in Germany. So,
great.
Do you have any final words for your German wrestling fans out there for our podcast?
Yeah, I'm hoping I get back over there pretty soon because that was one of my favorite tours, was being over there in Germany. You know, we'd do bus tours. Once we flew over, we'd have 5 or 6 days over there. And all of them, we had the little bus every morning. We'd go, and we'd base out of, say, London. And I love the morning breakfast. I'd have the scrambled eggs, the hash browns, and the baked beans. And when I go to Germany, I'm going, do they have the baked beans in the morning over here? But I always love going to Germany. The fans over there were so responsive and so great. So hopefully we'll be back sooner than later.
Yeah, hope so. Hope to see you at the Bash in Berlin, for example. So we got the big Kelly upcoming. So, but I guess we're gonna get kicked out here.
Oh, no.
Headlock, der Pro Wrestling Podcast.